I had no idea you were so metal! Are you kidding? Look at me! I'm hella metal! I picked up this False God Superman on the 21st from GameStop. He's one of the shared exclusives from San Diego Comic-Con. Here's a sticker that they put on the ones that are available outside of the Comic-Con. Not the biggest fan of it. I think this is kind of an ugly combination of colors. A little garish. But it's not that bad. Still pretty cool. It's just a little bright and kind of clashy with pretty much everything. I would prefer something a little bit more subtle. Yeah, here's a box art. This box is pretty much the same as the other ones with the same figures on the back. Just makes me wonder where Lex Luthor is at. I know he wasn't everybody's favorite, but he is still the main villain. And I do have this complete set, and I would like to have the main villain from the movie, even though people didn't like him. You know, I thought he was alright. I like it when they switch it up a little bit. Doesn't always have to be exactly the same as the comics, or else what's the point of making a movie, you know? When they first announced the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, this is one of the ones I was most excited about. I like when they do pops like this, when it's a little bit more random the way they paint it, because it makes each pop unique, because it's impossible to have any two pops the same when you have these kind of effects on it. Kind of like the Patina ones are all different. You know, because they're not making the patina exactly the same on each one. I really like that. I'm really hoping that one day they come out with an artist line like a Van Gogh pop, a Pollock pop, and then to paint the pop in the style of the artist. So like a Jackson Pollock pop, you would not have any two pops that are the same because it would be randomized. And I think that would be really, really cool. I'm getting off topic, but yeah, that's why I like this kind of look on pops. And I made sure to get one that had extra like tarnish on it. This looks like silver that's been left out for a while and it's getting this tarnishing on it. Because some of them were kind of more like the hand and the cape where they just looked silver and had absolutely like no tarnish on it. So I did kind of look through them. Luckily, this was one of the ones they had a lot of, so I did have time before I paid to go back and just check out the other Supermans. And I purposely picked the one that had the most. If you look at other people's videos, theirs don't have as much of this black stuff on it. And it just, to me, that makes it look more like metal. It makes it look more like a statue instead of a pop that was just spray painted silver. But yeah, I've heard some mixed reviews on this. People thinking, oh, that's just a simple repaint. It's not very creative. But I think this looks different enough from the other Superman, you know, that to me, it's worth getting. There's some exclusives where, like the Deadpools, for example, it's basically the same Deadpool. They just put something different in his hand. To me, that's when they start to look all the same. Like, I get more excited over paints like this than if they would put a little piece of, like, if they would have came out with the same Superman with a kryptonite spear, like from when he's flying towards Doomsday at the end. That to me would have looked like the same Superman. They just put a spear in his hand. And that's kind of like what the Deadpools remind me of. So I really appreciate stuff like this. And I also feel that there was a little bit more thought put into this than people think. Because this body is the body from the Superman from Man of Steel. And the statue is made, you know, in honor of him saving the city from the events in Man of Steel. So I think it's pretty clever of Funko to repaint the Man of Steel body with the new head than just paint the Batman vs. Superman body, because that wouldn't make as much sense because it's actually commemorating the events of that movie. So to me, I think that's pretty clever. But yeah, it's still a repaint. They mashed together two different pops, repainted them. But that said, look how good the False God is. I think that's some kind of decal or I don't know. They have some way of painting this on that just looks very clean. Very, very good. The only thing I could nitpick on this is some of this tarnishing. I wish there was a little bit of that tarnishing on the hands and on the cape. I think that would have just made it look even better. And here's the Patina Wonder Woman. And I got this one from Pop Culture. That's not the prettiest sticker I've ever seen. That one's a little bit ugly. I mean, yeah, it would have looked cooler just maybe this Pop Culture and then have exclusive underneath in this same kind of font. Not sure what the Supernova is. I guess Pop Culture Expo. So, yeah, I guess I don't know what that is. Must be some kind of a exclusive presented by Pop Culture at this convention or something. But yeah, that's not my favorite sticker in the world. I actually thought Pop Culture didn't put stickers on stuff, but I guess they do have their own exclusives. It's not a big deal, but yeah, I just like to point out how kind of hideous that sticker is. But also, to talk about the packaging, you know, I did find it strange that the Batman vs Superman movies, they decided to go with this kind of yellow and this brown and like a not quite, yeah, I guess that's black. It looks like really dark brown because of the rest of the brown. But yeah, I thought that was a really odd choice of colors for Batman vs Superman because they did have pretty cool artwork. That blue and red kind of torn paper looking art. You know what I'm talking about if you've been following the movie news and stuff. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't choose that kind of art for these boxes, or maybe they weren't allowed to for some reason. But you know, you would think that brown would be the last color they'd pick for this. But yeah, not a big deal though, because it does make them look different amongst all the other boxes in my collection. Just a little strange to me. This is my first Patina pop, and man was I impressed by this when I pulled it out of the box. This paint job in person looks very nice, and I was lucky enough to get sent one with a whole lot of green. I mean, look at the green to this copperish, goldish color. Look at the ratio between the two colors, and look how much green there is. It looks about 50-50. And it just makes it look amazing. Like, you can see every strand. You can see every detail in this hair because of these contrasting colors like this. And the way the patina effect landed on the face just looks exactly the way actual metal oxidizes. It looks really nice. And Wonder Woman was a perfect pop to pick to patina because look how intricate this costume is on her. Like her armor and everything. It's very detailed and it really accentuates every line. It really puts on display the artistry of the sculptor. Because all that green patina effect lands in all the nooks and crannies. And really, it really looks nice. You can see every line, every detail. Like look at her boots, the W, everything looks very nice. Very happy with this pop. It's beautiful. And if you have a baby, it doubles as a rattle. My only complaint is that this Wonder Woman is a little unsteady. I think she should have came with a stand because she falls over a little bit too easy. But other than that, I think these two pops look really great. I really like these kind of paint jobs. It makes them look very different from the commons of these two figures. So when you do buy these and display them next to your other Batman vs Superman figures, it doesn't look like you have a duplicate of another pop. Because if they would have just came out with a Wonder Woman with a shield, it would look almost the same as the other one, you know, or this Superman in just like a different kind of an action pose or something, or just like red eyes, like for his heat vision or something. That would have looked just too similar to the other ones. So I'm really fond of these kind of paint jobs, even though some people think that they're just kind of lazy. They're just kind of a blanket kind of, well, that's just a silver Superman. But I don't know. I think it ties in with the movie. I think there's a little bit more thought put into it than meets the eye. So, yeah, I really like them. Wonder Woman was a Books A Million exclusive. There isn't any Books A Million in my town, so I had to order her online. Superman, he's probably all out at the GameStop now, so you'll probably have to go through a secondhand seller, too. Hopefully, you can get them kind of cheap. I got them for $15 each, which makes me happy. But if you're looking for them, I hope you find them cheaply. Good luck.